My brothers and sisters, what is good, everybody? Yours truly, still sermon in the house, Thursday afternoon. My first day off of a whole week off because of the 4th of July holiday week and just some other family things I need to go through, so I have some more time for this week, man. Thursday afternoon, as always, do me a favor, like, comment, subscribe, follow on Instagram, link in the description below. So, it really is amazing how the Pirates can just put their mind into something and go from looking like they're totally incompetent with offense, and then they do something like sweep the San Diego Padres, who have the third highest payroll in the entire league. And we didn't just sweep the Padres. The offense came to life after a legendarily awful performance down in Miami, especially with the stretch that we had where we dropped 10 straight games with getting swept by the Cubs twice and the Brewers, and then dropping the first of a 4-game set down in Miami. A total of 8 runs in 10 games. But now, against San Diego, 21 runs in 3 games. But before I get into what I'm going to talk about, okay, I'm not sitting down here saying that the Pirates have figured it out, okay? I'm not going to say that because I'm going to make a quick analogy here, okay? Last year, my ex-girlfriend cheated on me. And for a while, I thought for sure that she was the love of my life and that I was going to get married to her and that we were going to settle down in a home and we were going to start a family. And then when I found that out, obviously it changes your mind and your perspective about not just dating and not just women, but about life in general. You're never 100% sure about anything anymore because of cognitive distortions. That's what the Pirates are like, okay? I am not going to allow myself to get my hopes up once again only to have my hope get knocked down and to be disappointed, because you can't be disappointed if you don't have any expectations. Just like how with dating for me goes, I am not going to allow myself to get my heart hurt and broken again when I have no expectations of the woman. You know what I mean? I'm not going to allow myself to be Charlie Brown running up to the football only to have Lucy pull it back as I'm about to kick it. That's the whole point that I'm trying to make here. But let's get on into this series. 21 runs in 3 games against San Diego. Obviously, that sounds like a great thing. I mean, it's the Padres. They were in the NLCS last year. San Diego's kind of mediocre this year. They have a worse record than us, if you can wrap your mind around that. I think they're 37-44 as I'm recording this video, and we're 38-42. Okay? So that's the deal with that. San Diego's just a very average team with the payroll that they have. But I'll take any kind of positivity and any kind of good thing that this team has, especially considering how the Pirates have been since May. Okay? But getting on to the catalyst of this video. Time and time again, I have preached when we're going to start to call up guys like Nick Gonzales and Henry Davis. Well, guess what? Henry Davis has been up in the minors for a little bit now, and Nick Gonzales got called up earlier this week. So at least Cherington is starting to realize what the problem is that he's not keeping those guys buried in the farm, because in order to have a successful rebuild, yeah, you have to marinate your young guns in the minors for a little bit, but you can't keep them in there forever. The fact is, Nick Gonzales should have been called up at least 2 years ago. Okay? It's not like the guy is, it's not like he's never played baseball in his life or he still needs to develop. The guy's 24 years old. He's old enough to be like a 3-year player in the league now. And you're just now calling him up. But that's another video for later. And, all things considered, Nick Gonzales has actually looked okay. I just hope we didn't keep him down for too long. But the catalyst of this video is number 32, Henry Davis. And like the title says, oh, Henry! This guy is playing so well so far and playing up to advertised. Now, if you remember when we drafted him first overall in 2021 a couple years ago, yes, I wanted Kumar Rocker more than him. Yes, I thought at the time Kumar Rocker would make way more sense than Henry Davis, considering that we needed pitching badly. No one could have foreseen that Mitch Keller would turn into what he is this year. Okay? But I'm never not going to root for Henry Davis. As long as he wears the colors of the Pittsburgh Pirates, I'm going to cheer for him. And so far, this guy has been very good. And let's talk about what he's done. Collecting base hits. And today's series finale against San Diego, when we busted out the brooms against him, he collected 3 more base hits and 2 more RBIs. Batting .352 on the season, which, yeah, I know it's a small sample size. He only has, 35, 36, 37 at-bats. So, I mean, it's a small sample size, but he's batting .352 on the season. Would you rather have him not have a base hit at all? He's homered. He's safely reached base in 9 of the 10 games that he's played in. And every time I see this guy at the plate, I see a guy who honestly does not look overwhelmed. I see a guy who looks confident at the plate and knows and has a mindset of, yeah, I'm going to get on base. I'm going to get a base hit. I'm not going to try to do too much. I'm not going to try to open up my hips with every swing. I'm not going to try to or pull back with every swing. I'm just going to rip it to the outfield, or I'm going to bloop it down the line like he did today. Or, sneak it past a third baseman like he did also today. And I'm just going to try and get on base. That's the attitude that this hitting needs. Not standing up there like a statue and, should I just let this guy walk me and not swing the bat at all? No, you don't do that. The point is to get on base and to make contact with the ball. And Henry Davis has a 7-game hitting streak going on for him. And even with his stuff that's not at the plate, how he plays in the outfield. He's played in right field so far. He can play catcher too, which, if this means next year we call up Endy Rodriguez, or perhaps we give him a cup of coffee at the end of this season, if that means the end of Austin Hedges, I'm all for it. Because Austin Hedges can just get the hell out of here at this point. He's completely useless. Because the way I see it, Henry Davis is probably going to be in the outfield, which looks like his natural position as of right now. And then you get Endy Rodriguez behind home plate. I'm all for that. It can finally mean the end of Austin Hedges. Maybe Jason DeLay as well. But you look at how he played in the outfield. He runs solid in the outfield. He's hustling to make the play. He has a great arm. That's a very undervalued thing as far as outfielders go. He has a great arm, limiting damage when the opposing team gets a base hit. And his base running is really good too. He runs hard around the bases. He just has a really good baseball IQ. And I'm saying it right now, the more that I see this guy at the plate, the more that I'm glad I was wrong about that rage that I had when we passed on Kumar Rocker in 2021. I've heard a report even that Kumar Rocker needed Tommy John surgery, which makes it look even more aged now, considering we've had enough injuries on this team. Brian Reynolds is going to be coming back soon. And, for the millionth time, Ke'Bryan Hayes is injured again. I mean, that guy's just always injured. The guy sneezes and he's injured. He's out for 3 weeks, But that's besides the point. And it's kind of understandable, like when you did this with O'Neal Cruz last year when we called him up, he was kind of being put at the bottom of the order, but once O'Neal Cruz got a feel for the game, he was in the top of the order, and now O'Neal Cruz, when he's healthy, he leads off. That's what Henry Davis should be doing. He should be in the top of your order. There is literally no reason for him to be put in the bottom of the order, and this is where Derek Shelton absolutely needs to grow some kind of baseball IQ. There is literally no reason to keep this guy in the bottom of the order. Henry Davis should be batting no later than third. He should be your second or third guy in the lineup. Okay? You don't need to experiment with him anymore, like, yeah, let's put him 7th for tonight, or let's put him 8th for tonight, or, let's put him in the bottom of the order tonight. The bottom of the order is reserved for Austin Hedges. Plain and simple. Henry Davis should be your second or third guy. Either one of those will do. The point is Henry Davis the spark that this team is needed? And I think it is. Because what happened down in Miami? What happened with those Milwaukee and Chicago series? We weren't scoring. We weren't getting base hits. We were striking out. I am not exaggerating. I am not exaggerating with this at all. We were striking out 10 times a game during that stretch. Again, no exaggeration. Henry Davis is the spark that this team needs. And we're seeing it right now. Okay? We may have had a bad series down in Miami, but I'm just saying the offense looked way better this series against San Diego. Now, granted, Miami's actually a solid team this year, and like I said, the Padres are, not so great this year. But it's refreshing to see how a young guy who is, I don't know how old he's like 23, I think he's like 23. But it's refreshing to see some youth come up here and provide the spark that this offense needs. Kind of like I said with Nick Gonzales. He had a sacrifice fly today, and from what I can tell, he also hit a homer against San Diego as well. So the youth is starting to come together now. This is how you put together a rebuild. You don't bandage up a problem with a guy who can't bat the Mendoza line or strikes out 15 times over the course of a week or so. You put it together by calling up your farm. And the next guy that I think needs to come up is Endy Rodriguez. But Henry Davis so far has been amazing. Keep up the good work. Like I said at the beginning, I'm not getting excited because, it's just a small sample size what this offense has done. I'm not saying that we figured it out completely. I'm not going to make the same mistake twice, okay? I'm not going to let the Pirates ruin my confidence again. But it's just nice to see a different brand of offense come to life because of Henry Davis. But let me know what you think down in the comments below. This is Steel Sermon checking on out for the day. May God be with you all.